of ZANU-PF, the party of the permanent Zimbabwe revolution. We are always happy to have interaction with the fourth estate, which you represent, more so in 2023, which is the year of the harmonized national elections, which our president hinted to yesterday or the day before, that we are in the final lap of the preparations for the elections. They are going to be held this year, possibly soon after mid-year. So it is going to be a very hectic year for you, for us, and for the various political parties which will be participating, as well as the observers which may come from the various countries which are, and organizations which ZANU-PF is in common understanding, because we believe in an open, democratic election. That's what the party of the Zimbabwe Revolution fought for, and that's what the party of the Zimbabwe Revolution brought to the people of Zimbabwe in 1980. And we have faithfully held elections since 1980. We are the first revolutionary armed movement in modern history to decide to go into power through ballot to office, as opposed to bullet to office, which would have been possible because we had brought the Rhodesian army to heel. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because we want to affirm our belief to the Constitution of Zimbabwe and the democratic promise it offers to the people of Zimbabwe in their march for development. We had our party congress where President Mnangagwa was chosen as the sole candidate. As it stands, ZANU-PF is the only party which has gone through the processes of the selection of a candidate for the elections. We are not aware of this process having gone in any of the other parties which are contesting. Actually, we know of one party called CCC, which behaves like a secret society. It does not have structures, doesn't have a constitution, it doesn't have policies, and it's most likely that their candidates will be done in a cabal as opposed to an open congress. And we hope that when the electorate comes to choosing, they will be able to see who offers an open card, a carte blanche for what the electorate should expect of their rulers, as opposed to those who believe that a party is a secret society which revolves around an individual and a cabal and a coterie of on-side friends. That's the distinction between ZANU-PF and CCC. So we have a candidate. We are now making all the preparations for voter registration as a party. We are very confident that the rural vote will carry us through, since the majority of the people of Zimbabwe live in rural areas anyway. They were the backbone of the Zimbabwe revolution. They have been the backbone of the party's support. So we believe that if we can carry out a successful voter registration exercise with the rural population, we will be assured of another victory in the elections which are coming in the next 6 to 12 months. I mean, now it's less than 12 months, 6 to 11 months. So we are very much involved in cell verification, cell audit, because we have a party which starts right from the village level. It is the way the war was fought. The war was fought at individual level, supporting the guerrilla army in the people, like fish and water relationship. So our structures are historical. They start from the bottom, and we are working very hard on those structures so that they can go to the vote on the indicated day. We don't see a similar exercise by the other party, the other parties canvassing for the vote. So that's why we are so confident that because of the structures and organization of ZANU-PF, which are historical, which are institutional to the collective political will of the people of Zimbabwe, we should be able to romp up to victory once again. So out of the process of the selection of the Congress and selection of the candidates, the last act has been the appointment of the Politburo of the ruling party, and that process was completed last month. And you are seeing yours truly in the role which he was in the last Politburo as the spokesperson of the party. I am the spokesperson of the party this time, but I am happy to say I've been reinforced. This is a demanding job. It also needs the charm of the opposite gender, which is women, because ZANU-PF believes in the equality of men. So I've been seconded with my deputy, Ms. Sanyatwe, the wife of General Sanyatwe, the ambassador of Zimbabwe to Tanzania, and a decorated soldier of the Zimbabwe army. She's right in front of me. She's here to support my work. She's here to also answer any issues which may arise. She is a full-fledged MP for Nyanga North. I was bantering with her before you came that she comes from where I fought during the war. So we were swapping the names of the villages from her area. I have not been there since I was there in 78, 76, when I fought 76, 77. But I do know in Nyanga North, this is a fail-safe ZANU-PF constituency. She has delivered it to the party, and she's determined to go and deliver it again to the party come the harmonized election. So there she is, a new member. She will be available to underpin the efforts of this department together with my director and all the other members of staff. We started the year on a good note as ZANU-PF as Zimbabwe. We had a very, very successful, joyous visit from the president of Belarus, President Lukashenko. He left, is it yesterday evening or he left today? He left today. Yesterday evening. He's a friend of Zimbabwe. The president visited his country in 2015, I think 2016 or something like that. 2019. He visited his country in 2019, and he made a return visit to Zimbabwe, a very successful state visit. Belarus is one of the top wealthiest countries in the world, in the top 50, for a population of 9 million. They are in Central Europe, which is also a neighbor of Ukraine, and of course a neighbor of Russia and many other countries, Lithuania and this. So right there, snug in the middle of Europe, is Belarus. They've done very well in agriculture and in mechanization. And there is a perverse aspect about sanctions, that they are rebounding to affect the business interests of those who imposed them. If you ask Zimbabweans the tractor which they would ideally have in their fields, they would probably say, we want a John Deere or a Massey Ferguson or a New Holland. Now, because of sanctions, there are other countries which also are in the business of agricultural machinery, which have since seen an opportunity which has been forfeited by the sanctioning countries. So Belarus has moved to fill the void of agricultural machinery shortage in Zimbabwe, the gap in agricultural machinery. We probably need between 30 to 40,000 tractors for Zimbabwe to optimally operate as an agro-industrial country. We have not had a good chance to modernize our agriculture fleet since sanctions were imposed in 2002 on Zidera. We have been shut out of the European markets for tractors and the like, but the world is no longer revolving around Europe much as it started the Industrial Revolution. particularly the Western countries, England, France, Germany, America. The world is now much more flat. So Belarus businessmen have adroitly moved to fill in the gap in terms of the supply of agricultural equipment